just
Yeah, just watching some Joe Rogan in the background. What up, Flight Crew? It's your boy Fly Stewie here. You know what it is. Another day, another dollar. I'm out here
I have gotten a lot of
practicing. Oh shit! What the fuck?
Yeah, we support you. You're not alone.
But I have to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
I don't want to get fired. Yahoo.
Right. Like I've met with so many people and they're like, and of course, don't tell anyone.
Dirty,
that
nice.
I met you.
That's so weird. Now, you obviously were not a public person.
Right.
You were a guy, just was working. What is your job at Google?
Software engineer. I was working on the indexing and serving of search.
So to go from that, which is like you describe yourself as an introvert,
right?
And to go from that to this massive exposure and to be essentially the lightning rod for a real hot topic. I mean, this is one of the most hot button topics you can get.
Yeah.
Men versus women in tech, or men and women in tech. Women, diversity, white people, black people, racism, Nazis. Woo! You're at the fucking tip of the spear, buddy.
Yeah, I'm really afraid that I'm actually just, polarizing the issue even more and separating people, and because it's really shown that the stereotypes are real in some ways. That there are some really extreme people on the left and really extreme people on the right, maybe.
Yeah.
And we really need to bridge it and say, okay, let's actually have a discussion. Let's talk about what's actually happening. And nothing is really off the table in this discussion, but that's not happening. And Google itself, from what I've heard, they've just been doubling down on the diversity stuff, and they haven't addressed any of the political discrimination.
Wow. Well, I think you're right, and I think that has to be your motivation for writing that thing. I mean, that was a very well thought out memo, and I don't think someone who wanted to separate people would have written that. The way it seemed to me as an outsider with no dog in the fight, I was like, well, this guy is probably like frustrated at what he sees as sort of social justice warrior tactics, and these aren't logical, and that this is not rational, and like maybe my breakdown of this situation scientifically, evolutionary psychology studies, and all these different random factors that may have contributed to women choosing these careers. Maybe this will like help ease off. Maybe people aren't aware of this information.
Yeah, I definitely have a bias where I thought, we could just sit down and discuss it rationally. That's all I ever wanted was sit down and discuss it with them.
Yeah.
But I really underestimated the sort of group-based emotions that were behind this, and that's scary.
Yeah. Well, they're one of the things that was important about Charlottesville rather, is that we got to see real Nazis.
Right.
Like, hey man, they're real. It's not the fucking guy writing the Google memo. It's this asshole with a swastika on his chest, carrying a tiki torch, walking down the street with a gun in his pocket, like, ranting about the Jews and black people. That's a real Nazi. And that is what you were saying. There's extreme people on the right, and there's extreme people on the left. And they don't understand that they are way more similar than they like to believe. If you believe that all white people are racist, if you believe that it's impossible for you to be a white person and not have some implicit bias and some racism, and that it's impossible to be racist against white people because racism is about using power and influence, and minorities do not have power and influence, so they can be prejudiced, but they cannot be racist. Well, you're just as bad as the fucking person with the tiki torch.
Right.
You don't think you are. I know you don't think you are, but you are, because you're just as ridiculous. You're so off of what is real. You're so off. The idea that all black people are responsible for the woes of society, and that none of it has to do with the fact they were captured hundreds of years ago and brought over here as slaves, and that they're lesser as human beings. That's a disgusting, ridiculous proposition.
Right.
And the people that think that way are fools, right? And rightly so. Most people in the center look at those as fools. I look at the people that think that you can't be racist against white people as just as foolish. You dumb fucks are fueling these assholes.
Yeah.
Like with this dumb way of looking at things and pushing these ridiculous ideas that all white people are racist. You're supposed to feel bad because you're white. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Didn't ask to be born white. Didn't ask to be born male. Okay? Like, you can't get mad at people for who they are.
Yeah.
We should be having an open discussion about what is wrong. Like, what's wrong? Like, what is going wrong? Why is this happening? Why are these negative things happening? Not, why don't we have more women? Or why don't we have more Indian men? Or why don't we have, I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the two sides are just scapegoating, so it is very similar. And not taking any personal responsibility. You know, at least, you know, what Jordan Peterson would say is just, you know, fix yourself before trying to fix the ills of the world.
Well, I mean, I think there's also an issue here is that I gotta be very careful with my words, but I feel like this is a game, and I don't mean it's a game like it's not a real issue. It's absolutely a real issue, but I think people play for points, and I think that there's a real issue when people do things for social brownie points,
Right.
like Google saying that you were fired for promoting unfair gender stereotypes, or dangerous, or what was the word that they used? Harmful gender stereotypes. That is a fucking play. Right. That's a play for points. 100%. Okay, where are the fucking harmful gender stereotypes? Where are they promoted? You tell me how. If you don't tell me how, I want a fucking apology. Because you're lying. You're lying because you want all those people on the left to calm down. Well, we fired him. Oh, you fired him a month after you knew he wrote that shit? Are you guys crazy? Did you go over the science before you fired him or no? What did you do? Like, where's the harmful gender stereotypes you guys talked about?
Yeah, and I mean, it sucks too because, you know, you really need to address some of these things if you want to address the gender gap.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was what...
Whew. All right, guys. What up, Flight Crew? It's your boy, Flash Stewie. Once again, we're on the trading 1 and 2s. Right? I'm going to go over this trade with you real quick and what I'm looking for. So, first things first, we're trading EURAUD, and we are trading the trade balance / retail sales at 9:30. Now, this trade is in 3 minutes and 33 mother-sucking seconds. Hold up. Bam. So this move can be anywhere from 300 pips to 600, 700 even. It's going to take around the whole minute. However, I'm going to close this position mostly after 40 seconds here. So after 40 seconds, I'm going to close out basically my whole position. And then anything else that's left is really going to... anything else that's left is really going to be... I don't know, maybe I'll have a trailing stop and I'll just let it keep going just for shits and giggles. But... Alright, so the thing's in 3 minutes, 2 minutes. So I'm going to be paying attention to the spreads here on the replay when I'm reviewing this. And also here for other odd pairs, I want to see what the spreads are. So this is a bunch of odd pairs that I'm looking at. I want to see what the spreads are, especially pound odd. I want to see what the spreads go up to. Something tells me it's going to go to something ridiculous. But if not, a lot of people don't know this, but the pound odd is the most volatile pair out of all pairs, period. Even though it's not a major pair, it is the most volatile pair. So that means you can get a lot of pips if you're on the right side of this trade, which makes it always a very interesting pair to watch. Other thing I'm going to be paying attention to when I review this is the margin level. How I'm going to take this trade is with around 2 to 1 seconds left, I'm going to do a buy stop here, sell stop here on this side, right? And then after that, if I see a retrace at all, I'm going to take a buy stop and a sell stop when it comes back. So if I see it come from here, it goes down here, and then it comes back here, I'm going to take my big position, which is a buy stop and sell stop. But initially, when counting down, I'm going to do a buy stop here and sell stop here. Now, I've backtested this a couple of times. This seems like the best way to go about this trade, and that is why I'm doing as such. But Flight Crew, we have a minute 30 seconds left in the building. As you can see, there is some volatility starting in the marketplace. This move right here is... It's not really a lot moving, as you can tell. Here, let me actually make this a bit smaller because if this thing does move 300 pips, it's going to take up like this whole screen basically. And we want to see the movement. So we have a minute 10 left. Essentially, buy stop here, sell stop here. I'm going to actually be watching this because it's a little bit more reliable than this. This one's a little freezes a little bit more, but this one is more up to date. All right, we have a minute left. On a separate screen that you can't see, I'm actually looking at to see what the news will say on a separate screen that you guys cannot see. We got 50 seconds. All right, cool. 40 seconds left. All right, we have 30 seconds left. 20 seconds left. It's very close to get to close as 0 as you can when you enter your buy stop sell stop, because it is going to be jumpy on this minute, and you don't want to get entered in a bad position. Nice. Alright, so as you can see, I made a nice little profit here. I didn't get to put my max position in, but that's okay because we played it safe. It's more about consistently winning news than it is about full margin and everything, right? So the position I had was 0.39, and it was for around 500 pips. It actually looks like I got... How much pips did I get? Oh, right here it will say. It actually looks like I got around 240 pips, which is pretty crazy. I thought I had a 500 pip stop loss here, but I guess not. But fuck it, who cares, man? Who cares? A win is a win. Actually, I'm gonna check this because I swear I had a 500 pip take profit. Yeah, my take profit was 500, but it still hit. Oh, I had a trailing stop of 300. That's why. Okay, I get it now. So I had a trailing stop of 300. Okay, never mind. I have no idea why it stopped me out. But oh well. No big deal. Overall, good, successful trade. Let me just check my... One more time, let me check my trailing stop. Oh, actually... 250. Yeah, I don't know why it stopped me out, to be honest. I don't know why it closed my trade for me. But at the end of the day, it was a good trade. It was a good turnout. It was exactly what I wanted. I made... How much percent did I make? I made 16% on the trade, so you cannot complain about 16%. Look, I have some good wins, some good losses recently. But overall, great trade. I look forward to trading the next time. On Friday, I'm going to trade. On Friday, I'm going to trade with my actual big account, and we're gonna see what happens there. We're hoping for W's, but you never know. So it's always good to be safe and always make sure that you're gonna be successful in each trade. Anyways, I'm about to end my stream. I'm gonna see before I end my stream if anyone said any hot fire things. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. See what's poppin', G. What's poppin'? Oh, listen to that Joe Rogan podcast. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, Joe Rogan podcast, man. It's just talking to that. He's talking to that one dude who wrote that shit at Google, saying that women basically shouldn't be hired based just because they're a woman. It should be more based on their prowess, and we should sit down and have a conversation. And Google fired his ass, which is pretty funny. So he was just doing his media rounds, and he ended up at Joe Rogan's podcast. So I don't know. I love hearing people's sides on things. So just gives you more informed view on the situation that's going on. But anyways, man, this session's done. My name's Fly Stewie. Thank you, Flight Crew, for once again flying with your boy. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.